You already know AI can write cold outreach. That is not the insight. The insight is that most AI generated outreach is now immediately recognizable. The rhythm is off, the personalization is generic. It references the company website, not the person. Prospects read it in 2 seconds and archive it before the pitch even lands. Here's the assumption even experienced AI users carry, that a better prompt produces better outreach. It doesn't. Better research does. According to recent cold email benchmarks from Woodpecker, personalized cold emails get 17% more replies than non-personalized ones. And that gap grows when the personalization references something the recipient actually published or said publicly. What you are going to build today is a research-first outreach system. 3 formats. A 10-minute prospect research workflow. No paid tools, no CRM required. By the end of this video, you will have a repeatable process that takes 10 minutes per prospect and produces outreach that sounds like you actually read their work, because you did. Cold outreach has always had a signal problem. The volume of bad outreach trained people to ignore it. AI made the problem structural. When everyone uses the same tools, the same prompts, and the same templates, the output converges. The email that starts with, "I came across your LinkedIn and was impressed by your work in industry," used to be a cut above. Now it is the baseline signal for ignore. There are 3 specific failure modes in AI-generated outreach. Failure mode 1, category level personalization. The email references the company, not the person. It treats the recipient as a representative of a funding event, not as a specific human who made a specific decision. Failure mode 2, the wrong specificity. Pulling a quote from the company's about page, mentioning an award the company won. These are real details, but they signal that you researched the company, not the person. The person wrote none of those pages. Failure mode 3. The pitch arrives before the credibility does. The reference feels like a pretext. The prospect clocks the pattern and stops reading. The fix is not a better template. The fix is a research step that happens before any prompt is written. The research workflow has 2 steps: Perplexity first, Claude second. Each tool does what it is actually good at. Step 1, Perplexity. Open the free tier. Search for the prospect by name and company, then filter for recent content. Articles they wrote, opinions they stated, projects they mentioned. You are looking for things the person said, not things written about the company. This takes 3 to 5 minutes. You are not looking for volume. You are looking for one good anchor, one article, one opinion, one thing that shows you actually engaged with their work. If Perplexity returns nothing, no public content, make a note. It changes the format you use. Step 2, Claude synthesis. Paste the research into Claude free tier with a brief building prompt. The output is a research brief with 3 ranked personalization hooks. Hook 1 is the most specific personal reference, something they wrote or said. Hook 2 is their current professional focus, and Hook 3 is the connection to what you solve, which you fill in yourself, plus a timing concern check. That brief drives everything in phase 3. Total research time per prospect, 8 to 12 minutes. That is the investment. What you get is outreach that doesn't read like everyone else's. The brief is ready, now you write. 3 formats, 3 prompts. Format 1, the LinkedIn connection request, 300 characters. The constraint forces a single specific observation with no room for a pitch. If you cannot do it in 300 characters, the brief is not specific enough yet. Format 2, the cold email. 1 job, earn a reply or a 15-minute call. Not a sale, a reply or a call. The subject line references something real. The opening avoids "I came across your profile." The body connects their current focus to a concrete problem, not a product. The ask is low friction, under 150 words total. Format 3, the 3 email follow-up sequence. Most replies come from follow-ups, not first emails. The sequence runs over 14 days. Email 2 at day 3 adds new value, a resource, a data point, a fresh observation. Email 3 at day 7 is a different angle, shorter, no apologies. Email 4 at day 14 is the soft close. Give them an easy out, leave the door open, and stop the sequence. If there is no reply by day 14, move the prospect to a long-term re-engagement list. The workflow only works as a system if it takes the same amount of time every time. In Google Docs, create one template document, 5 sections: prospect profile, perplexity research notes, Claude outreach brief, outreach drafts, and a send log. When you save this as a template, duplicating it takes 10 seconds. Running the full workflow, research, brief, 3 formats, takes 10 to 15 minutes. 3 to 5 prospects per week is a sustainable cadence. The send log is what turns this from a one-off workflow into an actual outreach system. You know who you contacted, when, and what happened. No CRM required. Generic AI outreach fails because it treats people as members of a category. The research-first workflow treats them as individuals with a specific focus, a specific voice, and specific things on their mind. That difference is not subtle. It is the difference between an email that gets archived and one that gets a reply. The system works because it sequences the tools correctly. Perplexity for live, sourced research. Claude to synthesize and structure. Google Docs to make it repeatable. 5 steps, 3 formats, 10 minutes per prospect. 1 action. Open Google Docs right now. Set up the 5-section template. Pick one prospect. Run the perplexity search. Paste the results into Claude with the synthesis prompt. The outreach brief will be ready. The rest takes 10 minutes when you come back to it. A link to the companion guide is below.